One of my favorite things about Europeans is how reliable they are in their hatred for others. I made a video talking about how a lot of right wing Americans are now calling for everyone to go back to their countries of origin, except for them. And a Trump supporter with a pickup truck decided to comment that Europeans would actually be grateful for white Americans, whereas Africans would never accept African Americans. I'm sorry, what? And it's one of the most delusional takes because I've talked in length about how when I lived in Europe, I lived in 3 countries. And one of the things that shocked me the most initially when I went to Europe was how much vitriol Europeans had for Americans in general, including white Americans. They sort of see them as like those embarrassing cousins that they want nothing to do with because there's the knowledge that the United States is a European settler colony, but they have a great amount of disdain for what their cousins have turned into. And it was really interesting for me being there, hearing and witnessing it. Like, Europeans absolutely go in about how they think Americans are stupid. They're trashy, they're classless. They absolutely have no respect for certain elements of American culture and 100% believe that Americans are beneath them. Let's not lie now. And let's just say realistically, this move did happen. That white Americans were accepted to go to Europe, replace all the immigrants that are there. Do you think they would be welcomed with open arms?
Hi, my name's John. I'm American. Hi, John. I bet you're one of those Americans that consider themselves British. I'm American, but some of my ancestors were English. Primarily English. I think I have some Irish, but yeah. Yeah, you're American. That's it. You can stop there. Hi, I'm Samantha. I'm American. Yeah, but where are you really from? I'm from Ohio? No, like, where are you really from? What? Like, I can tell you're not 100% American. Where are you from? The US? Ohio? What? Do you want the city? No, like, you don't look American. Like, are you from, like, an Asian country? What I'm asking is, what's your ethnicity? Aren't you gonna deny my ethnicity like you denied John's over there? I'm so confused. Yeah, they are too. Don't worry.
Guys, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. It's so good to have you. Thank you so much for clicking when you saw this video. So have you guys actually wondered reason why most white Europeans do not like white Americans, like the way they talk about them, the way they don't want to have anything to do with them, and a lot of them always trying to claim they are Canadians instead. That's what is coming to my mind. Maybe that's the reason why whenever they travel to Europe, they try to claim Canadians, instead of saying that white Americans, they try to claim that they are Canadians. Well, a lot of people are saying, trying to open our eyes to most of the reasons why this is happening and why this is so. So let's go watch these videos and I'll come back with more commentary. Please do well to like and subscribe, and credit belongs to the original creators of this video. Let's go watch.
They wouldn't, because ask any American who has immigrated to Europe already. One of the most reoccurring posts in any expat group or Americans in Europe group I was ever in were American people having negative experiences with Europeans, couldn't find friends. If they didn't have money, they would struggle in finding a job. One of the biggest problems being their inability to speak the language of the country that they moved to. And the fact of the matter is that it doesn't matter if they're white or black. In fact, I think that I had an easier time making friends in Europe than many white American people that I know. And regarding Africans with African Americans, I have never had a negative experience with an African person. Whether I was in Europe, here in America, in Canada, and friends that I know who have traveled to Africa have had nothing but good things to say. I'm kind of tired of the projection that a lot of white people do with people of color, where their skewed ideas about the world actually has more relevance to them than it does to us.
Europeans don't like Americans. That's not a lie. One of the most interesting things of living in Europe is getting to experience how Europeans view Americans, especially as a Canadian who sounds very American when she speaks. If you don't know, Canadian and American culture is very, very similar. We grew up consuming the same type of media. We have a lot of the same holidays, a lot of the same traditions. So there's a lot of crossover between the two cultures. So I will often get mistaken as an American because I sound like one and I take on a lot of the American culture and mannerisms. And because people think I'm American, I will often get so much attitude from people in customer service, from people that I meet randomly. I will immediately get judged just because I have been labeled as an American. But as soon as I tell someone, oh, actually, I'm not American, I'm Canadian, their whole demeanor changes. They suddenly smile. They suddenly say, oh, we love Canadians. Canada is so beautiful. I really want to go to Canada. It's a complete switch like you have never seen it before. And this has happened to me across many European countries. Germany, where I live, France, the Netherlands, Spain, anywhere I go, Canadians and Americans are viewed so differently, but Americans are labeled immediately for being too loud, too annoying, too dumb. And it is just crazy how this happens instinctually for people, and you don't even get a chance to defend yourself.
This might get me in a little trouble, but am I the only one that thinks there's a difference between American white women and like European white women or women from other countries? Because someone commented on them, I was on a retreat with a bunch of different European women last week, and someone commented on this and they were like, Tan, don't ever trust white women. They're never your friend. I'm not coming for her because like I feel like she was saying that out of her own experiences, like genuinely just trying to warn me. Am I the only person that feels like when someone says white woman, I think American, like US, United States of America, redneck white woman? To me, those don't exist in my like day-to-day. Like in my head, those are NPC. In my head, those are the people I see at the supermarket like with their kids or whatever, or at the mall, but like I don't see them as real people. Because say white woman to me, I think Trump with blonde with a wig, honestly. I feel like there's a drastic difference between US white women and European white women or Middle Eastern white women. Because you guys kind of like, I feel like people see a certain skin tone, automatically they think white, and I get why when they think white, they think the worst things ever because please look at what's going on in the United States. Like personally, I don't think great things when I hear white women either. European white women, like, they're seasoned. They have culture, they have taste, they have fashion style. And they're also some of the most loyal people I've ever met. Like, I feel like European white women, you cannot group them in as white women. Like, I don't think that's fair. Because you could meet a German white woman, a Portuguese white woman, and a Grecian or whoever, a woman from Greece. That's why you're gonna have 3 different experiences culturally. 3 different experiences in the way they dress. 3 different experiences in the men that they date. I don't feel right grouping European white women or even like UK white women in the same group as US white women, because I just feel like white women born in the US, yeah, no, I get why you'd say that, but like European white women, I don't see it. Like I feel like I genuinely, my brain doesn't group them in as one. Kind of like my best friend. If you look at her from afar, you're gonna be like, well, that's a white girl. She's not even white. She's Middle Eastern. And honestly, that girl has more culture than me. She's more well traveled than me, smarter than I am. She's quite literally the kindest hearted person I've ever seen in my life. But if I saw someone post a video of her and then in the comments they were like, oh, don't trust white women, I would actually fight. Because let's just make the distinction clear. Don't trust American white women. And not all of them. I'm not pointing for all of you. But like, I understand why you would like say an American white person and be like, yeah, no, it's not the same in Europe. I don't think it's the same in Europe. You guys tell me, but I don't think it's the same. Don't come for me.
It's really funny that your own people actually do not want you or have anything to do with you. And it will really take a lot before these two becomes one or start, loving each other. And of course, trying to also have like a bond or a relationship. Okay. So these white Europeans always, do not identify these other people as their siblings, right? And white Americans always believe that they are actually, in their own country, because most times they keep saying things like go back to your country. I think time has come where by people will tell you go back to your country as a black person in America, and you get to tell the person you're actually not also in your land. Maybe it's time for you to go back to Europe, right? Anyway, most of these things that we keep seeing on social media, most of the people, trying to tell people what they have gone through, especially in palm colored people's land, is very sometimes he looks as if he's not real, right? But now that most of them are now beginning to speak out and keep telling and tell us, okay, this is exactly what has been happening between these two folks. So apparently, it's not just black folks that face prejudices, okay, when they go to other nations, okay, that is, but them white folks also go through a lot, okay, meaning that, okay, most of them who go out there and claim to be Canadians, it's now obvious the reason why they are claiming to be Canadians instead of saying they're Americans whenever they're in Europe, right? Well, let's take a look at this comments section, okay, of this video. So someone said its story. She said, I'm black born in, Europe to a Jamaican family. I remember one time a female white American student did an exchange with another girl from my school, okay? Everyone greeted her and would speak to her. When I went to talk to her, she totally blanked me without, acknowledging me at all. She told other students she don't speak to blacks. Okay, I was popular at school, so many people got angry over that and told her these aren't, racist American, and some white girls beat her up. Okay, she didn't come back and sent me messages of apology, which I didn't accept. Here, most white folks are embarrassed by Caucasian Americans. She flew back to her own, racist existence. Okay, so this is one of the reason, I guess. Okay, most of them actually add this towards them because they come to Europe and try to act as if it's their country after all, or they are, we are who we are, okay, because they are palm, so they try to network with only people like themselves and try to, act otherwise to other people. And that's really funny right now. So this one said, as an African American active duty Air Force member living in Paris on his, special duty assignment and traveling, extensively throughout Europe, three things stood out. Okay, one, European bobs are for the poor. I was never black wherever I went. I was always identified as an American. White Europeans dislike white Americans because somebody said that it's only when you come to America that you know that you're not, that you're black. Okay, the only place you can actually know who you are is when you get to America. They don't care what country you come from, but they just classify everybody you are black. Okay, they just So now coming to Europe, most of them try to also bring out that their rate to the cis attitude, and these people like, no, this is not your rate to the cis country. Maybe it's time for you to go back. Okay, this one said, don't forget that the Europeans were the same colonizers who invaded the US. They are salty because the same people they sent over to colonize took it for themselves. Europeans are the original colonizers globally. Okay, well, my family has been stationed in Europe off and on for a total of 15 years, okay, in different countries. And I can truly say that Europeans do not love white Americans like that. They consider them to be arrogant and rude. No wonder they keep claiming to be Canadians, right? They consider them to be, okay. I have been told by those that I have met that they rather associate with black people because we come and try to enjoy the visit and learn their culture, while the Americans come, okay, in complaining about what they can't get or how they miss Walmart. That's laughable, as I heard that with my own ears. Our personal experience showed us that other cultures, they believe in family time and they promote a much better work-life balance, which we appreciated. Okay, so but truly, I have actually lived in different countries, and I'll tell you for free, okay, that when a black folks come to any country, they want to network with the villagers, they want to meet the people that owns the town, they want to associate with them, okay, eat their food, basically learn their culture, network with them, and they give tips to local tour guides and motorists and all of that. Okay, more than when you have these people will rather snap pictures, do videos of children that they saw in some villages that they go to than even give a pin, okay, or a penny to them. And I've seen it like countless times, and I just keep wondering, okay, how do they even feel whenever they do that? And they use these people to actually, kind of grow their social media platform. I was like, oh, I was in Africa so time, and this is what I saw. But you took that picture without taking consent or any of that. But black folks will come, okay, they will eat with these children, they would stay with them, they will buy gifts, like some places where you have maybe it's an NGO or something, they want to go visit motherless homes, buy gifts for their kids, share with people, eat people's food, like locals food, and also, learn their culture without even looking back. Okay, that they don't have the aim to come and kind of take. They also think about giving to those people. Well, I think that this is one of the reasons why they are all different, and these folks like these other people more than the other people, right? But yeah, guys, let me know what your own take as well is. Let's have that conversation, and please do what to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up so that more people can see it. Credit belongs to original creators of this video. See you all on my next. Bye, guys.